Many parents hear this advice very early on: give the baby some water. They must be thirsty. It sounds caring. It sounds natural. And it usually comes from love. But modern medical science gives us a gentle and important reminder: babies under 6 months do not need water. In fact, for babies in the first 6 months of life, breast milk or properly prepared formula already provides everything they need, including hydration. Breast milk is made up of almost 90% water. This means that every time a baby feeds, they are receiving enough fluid for their body, even in hot weather, even if they cry often, and even if they sweat. Formula, when prepared correctly, also contains the right balance of water and nutrients. Nature designed milk to match a baby's needs perfectly. It even changes based on the time of day, the baby's age, and the baby's health. When a baby is thirsty, they feed more. When they need comfort, milk provides that too. So for the first 6 months, milk is both food and drink. Now, let's gently talk about why giving water too early can cause problems. A baby's stomach is very small, about the size of a cherry at birth, and only slightly bigger in the first months. When water is given, it fills that tiny stomach without providing calories or nutrients. As a result, the baby may drink less milk. This can affect weight gain, growth, and energy levels. In breastfeeding mothers, it can also reduce milk supply because the baby feeds less often. Milk production works on demand. When the baby feeds less, the body makes less milk. Another important concern is something called water intoxication. This happens when too much water dilutes the natural salts in a baby's blood. These salts are essential for brain and nerve function. In serious cases, water intoxication can cause irritability, low body temperature, swelling in the brain, seizures, and in rare situations, it can be life-threatening. Hospitals around the world have documented such cases, and many began with well-meaning caregivers offering water to young infants. There is also the risk of infection. Even water that looks clean can carry bacteria, parasites, or germs. A baby's immune system is still developing, and their gut is very sensitive. Early exposure to water can increase the risk of diarrhea and stomach infections. Ironically, diarrhea can cause dehydration, the exact thing parents were trying to prevent by giving water. Many families ask, "But our elders gave water, and we were fine. Why is the advice different now?" This is a very important question. Our elders shared guidance based on experience and tradition, and that wisdom was passed down with love. Many babies did survive and grow up healthy. However, today we also have access to large medical studies, global research, and data from millions of babies across different environments. Organizations like the World Health Organization and UNICEF carefully study infant health worldwide. Based on this evidence, they recommend exclusive breastfeeding or formula feeding for the first 6 months of life without water. This doesn't mean elders were wrong. It simply means our understanding has grown. So when should babies start drinking water? Around 6 months of age, when solid foods are introduced. At this stage, water is introduced slowly and gently. It is not meant to replace milk. Breast milk or formula should still be the main source of nutrition until at least 1 year of age. Water at 6 months helps babies learn how to swallow, supports digestion when eating solid foods, and helps prevent constipation. It is usually offered after meals, not before. You start with just a few small sips, offered from an open cup or a training cup, not a bottle. The water should be clean, boiled, and cooled. Never force a baby to drink water. If they turn away or cough, it is a sign to stop. Parents often worry about hot weather. It is important to know that as long as a baby under 6 months is feeding well, milk alone is enough to keep them hydrated. Signs that a baby is getting enough fluids include regular wet diapers, alertness, and steady weight gain. Wanting to give water means you care deeply about your child. That instinct to protect is powerful and beautiful. But sometimes the safest choice is to trust what nature and science agree on. For babies under 6 months, milk is enough. Milk is safe. Milk is exactly what your baby needs. If you ever feel unsure or pressured by others, it is always okay to talk to a healthcare provider and ask questions. Parenting is not about perfection, it is about learning, love, and informed choices. If this video helped you, consider sharing it with a new parent or grandparent. And follow QBee for gentle, respectful, evidence-based parenting information.